Angie's Pantry. Today I'm doing my last week of hashtag Jarred Up January. And I couldn't think of nothing better to do but to do potatoes. I'm going to be pressure canning them, and I'm going to be using my new Weck Canning jars. So let me bring you in a little closer and show you how I'm doing this. Jar equals 1 pint, because I filled up the pint jar up to the line and it filled up this perfect. That's how I figured that out. So I got my potatoes and I've cut them, cubed them, did pretty good size amounts. These are yellow potatoes, so that if I want to fry them up I can, or make mashed potatoes I can. So it's real easy. All I'm going to do is, you're hearing my water, electric water pot boiling in the background, is fill these up on top. When you shake them, you can get more potatoes in there. So now I'm doing the raw pack method, but my jars are cleaned and sanitized, but they are not hot. I've got my rings, because these are Weck Canning jars. I've got my rings in hot water. I have a lid holding it down. So that's all set. Like I said, this was just plain water. Now you do not have to add vinegar into yours. I take about a splash or 2, and that's it. So probably about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons in that 3 inches of water, and that's to help keep my jars from being cloudy. I am going to take, I've got canning salt. I'm not going to put a whole lot in there because I'm going to add chicken flavoring in with each of these. So I'm going to grab half a teaspoon. And I'm just going to put not a full half a teaspoon in each jar. A 1/4 teaspoon. I'm going to put 1 on each layer, and this is the core chicken base. And this will just give them to where they don't, get a little bit of flavor to it, to where it's not just potato, So, again, that's the core chicken flavor bouillon. So now we got all that set. Take my one lid out. Now this is my first time canning with these, so I'm kind of really excited. I've got this that I'm going to use as a debubbler. There's my funnel. Pour the hot water in. Cover. This is a great way for meal planning too, especially for like 2 people. It works out perfect. No soft potatoes. You've got to have a good firm potatoes. These are yellow potatoes. You just make sure you get that down in there. Get those air bubbles out. That's called debubbling. I want some of those potatoes out of that one. It just looks really full to me. So, it's kind of like a judgment call. But if you're using the ball canning jars, you're going to go right up to this rim with the potatoes, and with the debubbling too. You're going to go right up to here with the water. I've got a smidge too much water in there. If there's too much water, it'll make it to where it seeps out, evacuates, and you don't want that. And I'm going to wipe off the rim really well. I'm going to take the ring out of the hot water and set it on there. Take the lid, position that just so. I want my ring to be perfect all the way around. Okay, with the Weck Canning jars, it comes with 2 lid rings that you connect. And then you go opposite on the other side. And that's 1 jar. Okay. Now I'll finish this up. And then we'll come back when it's time to start the canner. Okay, I've got 5 on the bottom. And then I've got a little rack. I'm going to put the 1 on the top. Now these little clips will zoom right off real quick. So you got to be careful. Now I use olive oil to lube up my lid ring here. And you got to make sure you can see out of that little hole right there. And then I go around the rim. I'm going to add just a little bit more. Now you can use Vaseline. Everybody says the olive oil will gum up on you. I have not had that happen yet, so I've been lucky. Alright. So now you go arrow to arrow. Whoops, let me get this rubber band off so I use that for storing. So my arrow to arrow here. And then slide that on. Tight. Right. Tight. Across from each other to tighten them up. Make sure that your ring around is equal. Okay, now I'm going to put it on my burner. Face it to where I can see it. And then I'm going to start it. And it's going to take it a minute to come up to pressure to where this is spitting out, you know, a full steady stream, because I'm doing cool water to potatoes to the jars and everything. So it's going to take a little bit longer than it normally would. Okay, I don't know if you can see it very well, but I have a full steady stream going up here, and I set my timer for 10 minutes, and then when that timer goes off, I will put 10-pound weight. This is your weight. You get, there's a 5, 15, and a 10-pound weight. And I will put that on there when the timer goes off. And then I've got to wait for it to come back up and rattle to a good steady rattle. When that happens, then I will set my timer for 35 minutes because it is pint jars. If it was quarts, it would be 40. Pressure there. And my rattle starter rattling. So now I'm going to set my timer 35 minutes. And I'll be back when the canner takes a look at the jars together. Now, the Weck Canning jars are from Germany, and they're actually pronounced Weck. V-E-C instead of W-E-C. Oh my goodness. Look at that. How pretty. Now you can tell that they're sealed because the rubber is down. Pretty. Oh, and they're bubbling so nice. Now I will check the seals for the next couple days. Ooh. not very easy to grab a hold of. I will say that. You might have to get a different jar opener. And you don't want to tip it. So I'll get the water off there somehow, but don't be tipping them. That one looks really, really good. It looks like I've lost a little bit of water out of this one. Which it happens, right? That. I love it. Now I'm going to take a little bit of paper towel. Just dab over the top of them. Take up some of the water. I hope you liked coming along on this journey with us and the hashtag Jar It Up January. I had so much fun, and I'm with the queens and king of canning. Again, that's with Lisa from Sutton's Days, Heather from the Needy Homesteader, Mandy from More Than Life, and Tina from Wilhelm's Kitchen, and Paul from Rule of Thumb. I want to thank you guys for stopping by, and as always, big hugs from my pantry to yours. Bye.